I don't even know how to like begin
I don't know
this
how
one.
to describe it necessarily.
What we want is simpler and simpler visions of like how things really work in the golf swing. Let's start, this is a 3-phase exercise.
All right.
Okay, let's start just with the body,
Okay.
Teach. So if we're here just at neutral setup, what we're going to imagine is that there is a hula hoop that we've just placed down on the ground that's going right around where the golf ball would be. Perfect. TJ found a toy. Imagine just this hula hoop being maybe twice as big, so it'd be right in this area.
Okay.
Okay, so it's right next to TJ's feet.
Got it.
What we're initially going to do is feel that the pelvis is moving around the hula hoop in a counterclockwise fashion.
So it's going
that
that way.
Yep. So if I were just going to walk around it, I would walk around my hula hoop like that. That's exactly right. So see where the axis of your hips goes? Like do that again. See there? Okay, so where's your midline pointing right now?
That way.
That way. So because of that, you've rotated the midline towards the target to some degree. There you go. So what TJ just did without moving, like walking around that hula hoop, is he went right here. Okay, so a couple things. Where'd midline go?
Towards the target.
Towards the target. Where did my pressure go from a lateral perspective?
Away from the target.
Yes, into my right foot.
Yep.
Exactly. Where we see almost everybody screw it up is they'll immediately start to rotate their midline away. And we see this because we always talk about the ribs of the engine and the arms respond.
Sure.
So we'll see people cheat this, and they'll go pelvic rotation that leaks up into the ribs. Like if you kept rotating the pelvis, now it's up into the ribs. Mm-hmm. So your midline's over here. Eventually, yes, the arms lift, but what it does is if you kept turning, it throws the golf club under. Mm-hmm. You'll lift now and start to turn the other direction. So see where that went?
Absolutely.
So now you have to tilt big time to get the golf club slotted and you're whacked.
Yeah, that's whack.
Yeah, super whack.
That ain't it.
What we prefer to see is the club swing on top of the plane,
Okay.
and then it falls under the plane. So let's do this now. Go ahead and set up to the golf ball.
Sure.
And show the first portion what we just were working on right there. There's the pelvis. Now, what's important? How much did the arms and club move?
None.
None. Do that again. Did the chest move?
A little bit.
Some.
Yeah.
So that's a leak. So we're not just like rigid here in the shoulder axis.
Sure.
But we're just kind of playing with the pelvis. There's the trail foot pressure. There's the lateral pressure. We've got the midline over here. That's great. So here's the trippy thing. That's the backswing.
Okay. Dude, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Go ahead.
Because now what it's going to do is as we start to spiral, so the upper spiral is going to lead the turn. If you've seen any of the other videos that we've done, we talk about spiral line all the time. Upper spiral is going to start to turn.
Okay.
Okay, and what that's going to indicate is the start of transition. Look good, these are just maps.
So once I start.
So, no, don't you see how you tried to
that
cheat?
was pelvis, so I gotta go.
So there's the chest. See, it moves the club. Because the rib started to move, it moves the club. And what it just did is you move the club on top of the plane because of this.
And
So it's gliding up. It's gliding
cool,
up.
I mean, I see people do this shit all the time, right? Where they go pelvis back.
Yep.
And then they know the club needs to be on top of the plane, so they lift.
Yeah, so it gets whacked out. So do that at the same time. Pelvis and arms. That just looks
Not right.
not like an athlete.
Yeah. So like if I just let the club go where it wants to go, it wants to go under.
Yes.
Now
unless you
I
fight it
can.
off.
If I go hula hoop.
Yep.
And I let the club go where it wants to go.
Yep. Now just keep turning the chest. Perfect. Perfect. It worked right up. So the midline during the entirety of transition is moving away from the target. This is really important. What we'll see a lot of people do is they'll go up here to the top, like finish their backswing, and when they drop, they start to early unwind.
So they go.
So the drop, you can throw in drop as you're turning away. So as I'm moving into the, just remember this. See where my midline's pointing?
Yep.
Okay, so my midline's pointing right here at the camera. If I turn over here, okay, like I was, and I drop, where does it look like my pressure goes?
Into your heels.
Okay, but in this case, the pressure's going that direction.
Yeah.
So if I'm here, and I turn my midline over here, and I drop,
pressure goes to target.
There you go.
Okay.
So this becomes the pivot. So the whole look is I'm here. Now as I go turn, 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 and drop, I'm there. See how TJ's midline kept moving in this space as he dropped. So you're not dropping and early unwinding. There you go. That's the whole load. Perfect. Okay.
I mean, it took a minute to get there, but now it seems extremely simple.
The
right?
other really cool thing with this is like one of the primary shallowers.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay. So set up again. Show me backswing.
All right.
Our version of backswing.
Sure.
Okay. Now, at some point, of course, this lead arm is going to start to lift. So I'll be the lifter here. You're in charge of turning. So slowly do this. Okay. So good. So it's up on top of the plane. Okay. Your arms are always going to be working up the midline. Like
Sure.
at a certain point, they're going to be working up. Well, what are you doing with your midline during the load phase?
Keeping it going that way.
So where's the club go?
Yeah. Keeps working over here.
Moves there. So the arms work up, right? But if I work them up and turn with that, where do they go?
Oh, dude.
There you go.
So it's
Yes. So now we need to bounce pivots.
cool. All right.
Okay.
So let's talk that.
So we just talked about the whole load phase. So if you could teach, just hug the club or throw the club down, one or the other. Okay, and show just the load phase, backswing and transition. Okay, perfect. Because TJ's up here, like how much pressure do you feel like you have here compared to your trail foot?
Maybe 80-20.
Okay, 80-20. The more that you're up here 80-20-ish, the further back you can put your pivot or push your pivot. So this now, and we'll do a step drill actually, Tej. This is the pivot, this is a doorknob. Step this foot out of there. There you go.
Okay. We
Do
do
that
that one
again.
more time.
Perfect. There you go. Now that one he did without stepping,
But same feel.
but same feel. And this is also where maintained flexion comes from. Like I want flexion rotation. I want to keep the flexion state in my hips. I always early extend. It's because of how you move. You move horrible, you big dork.
Sure.
Okay, so if we're going backswing, pivot based on the upper spiral. Good. Now bounce pivots because this is going to curve. There you go. This is also where trading of the bends happens. Right? Okay. Like right now, TJ's in a very neutral spine. Show the pelvic action that we talked about for backswing. Good. So right now he's in a slight amount, because this was the main engine for movement, slight amount of right bend.
Got it.
Okay. As he starts to upper spirals, do this slowly. Now he's moving into lead bend. Okay. And where he's at right now, where's your pressure?
Up towards target.
Up towards your target, so it's in the lead foot. So we've got the proper amount of lead bend. Start slowly pivoting properly. Now you just bounced.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Now you're in trail bend. So you went from lead to trail because of how you pivoted here. But the only way that we can have this pivot here is being up here far enough so that now I can go that way. If I do this,
most people never get up there far enough, right?
absolutely.
Okay.
So and it's because they early unwind. Early unwind.
So it's all.
Yes.
So many people's action of hit is that.
Yes.
That's how they shoot energy into the club and hit,
Yep.
right? So this is gonna, like pelvis going forward towards the target is not hit.
No, that's what we classify it as like swing versus hit. A swinger versus a hitter.
Okay.
So swingers look like they're active with the pelvic rotation, like even in the transitionary phase, and then they'll rotate, like kind of tumble the golf club along the plane.
That's a swinger.
That's a swinger. A hitter, like if I had a PVC or like a sledgehammer and an axe and a wall right here, I wouldn't just open up and then throw it. I would first probably step, and then from here I'm going to turn, but look at where the pivot's going to be. Exactly. Don't you hit me with that. I'm kidding. I'm going to step. See where I'm at? My midline's still over here. Here's the pivot point, and I'm going to go boom.
Yes.
That's the hit. That's a hitter.
That's a hitter.
Versus a swinger.
Okay.
Again, it's just our terminology.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah. Maps improving. How do we do this with a golf ball?
So let's do this. Go ahead and set up to a ball.
Okay.
Preset backswing. R backswing, good. Go all the way to transition. Perfect, hit it. Perfect.
Okay.
So really, all that stuff that we just talked about, the craziest of drills would be 3 steps.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do 3 steps.
We're talking about pretty much the entirety of golf swing in this video.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know what to title this thing.
We'll figure it out.
Do cool things with your golf swing. Look neat. Okay, boom. Upper spiral to control the pivot. Pivot. Perfect. Okay, now we'll just mess around with this. We'll do 2 different modified 2 pieces.
Okay.
Set up to it. Show me backswing to transition as one movement. Pivot. Perfect. There's 1 2 piece. Okay. Show me just backswing. Pivot to pivot.
Ooh, I like that one a lot.
Yeah, because you know why? Because like when people go, oh, that was really good, there's feeling athleticism.
Yes.
Athleticism means that we sense things, so we feel bounciness, we feel when stuff loads, we feel when stuff unloads. It just feels nice, and that's where rhythm comes from.
Yeah, so rhythm kind of coming from the lower half here.
Yep. Okay, now let's show a 60%, but it bounces through all 3 phases. We're never to a position, we're through these transitionary phases. Boom, boom, boom. And that one probably felt really fun too.
That one did feel pretty fun.
Okay, now just mess around with it. Because now, I mean, TJ, you've been doing a lot of this stuff for a long time.
Sure.
But, I mean, you'll fall into the system so fast. Now let's just test the system. Throw as much energy as you can into this while staying within the confines of the system. Stay a hitter.
Okay.
And it's still bouncy. We're never rigid. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay, that's Hazel.
That's Hazel, exactly.
But
so
I
what's interesting?
felt
Yeah.
that.
Exactly. So it's now you know where stuff is like wrong.
So when I go high energy, that's my tendency.
That's where
right?
your mind wants to go to create a higher swing speed.
But
so
I can go different map to create that swing speed.
There you go. Yep.
Okay.
Stay within the confines of the system. There we go. Totally different.
Yeah.
And that's what's nice. If you have a system and you get outside of it, oh, you have awareness and you can diagnose and fix the darn problem.
Yes.
Mastery in your golf swing, we talked about this in another video. Mastery in your golf swing is not flush, 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 flush forever.
It don't look like that at all.
No, it's not. Mastery in your golf swing means that you missed a shot, you diagnose well, so that you improve it on the next ones to come. Like that's way cooler.
Way cooler.
And it's realistic.
I think that'll do it for today.
Is that enough to chew on?
That's enough to chew on. That's a lot to chew on.
Drop
so
comments. There's going to be so many questions
ask
on this.
A
Like
bunch of questions.
one thing that we guarantee that we will do, we will always respond to those comments. This is there for you to improve your golf game. You're going to have questions. Ask the darn question. We will help you with the response. It also helps us with future videos.
100%.
Ask the questions. You guys rock. You're pretty cool too.
You're all right.
Okay, thanks.